Hello, viewers and friends. Welcome back to the True Ways podcast, where we bridge the gap between business strategy, operation excellence, and kingdom living. I'm your host, Wisdom Azuama. So, today's topic is simple but powerful: input, transformation, output, the engine room. This is your three-way process step. Okay, and this model explains how everything in your life and business moves from what you start with, through what you do, to what you finally get. When you understand these three steps, you stop reacting over issues, right, and results, and start deliberately shaping them. Now, in today's world, everyone wants to be successful, but here is the uncomfortable truth. There is really no such thing as what? A failed person. Yeah, everyone is already successful at something. The difference is whether it's negative or positive thing. That is the input to what they do. So the real question is, what are you succeeding at? Because what truly matters is your input, what you consistently think, do, and invest in behind the scene. So it's easy to admire successful people with different lifestyles and stories, which is great and fine. But many never stop to ask, what does it truly take to get there? Yes, for every destination, there is a map, a guide from the start of your journey through and the destination. So, we are so fixated most times at the output, which is the grades, the sales, the followers, large followers online and all that kind of thing. All right. The money, the wealth and all that, flamboyancy and all that. In essence, the visible impact. Most of us, we are fixated at those things. We see posts on social media, hear a success story in the news, and instantly want that outcome without ever considering the long, often hidden process that produced that result. The truth is, if you really want to change your results in any area, you have to step into the engine room of your life or that business. When you begin to see your life and walk through that lens, you stop blaming life, luck, or people, and you start adjusting your process, redefining what you will begin to do differently from today. Okay? Yes, you start redefining what you begin to do differently from today. So, without any further ado, let's dive into the engine room. Firstly, the inputs, which is what you start with. What are inputs? Inputs are your raw materials. They are your raw materials, which can be your time, energy, information, tools, even people. Yes, your money, your environment, and most importantly, your mindset. Your mindset. There's the brain house, your mindset. Now think about your morning routine. Your inputs include what time you slept, okay? Whether your clothes and bag are ready, the state of your room, and even your emotional and spiritual state when you wake up. If your inputs are messy, like late nights, No plan, clutter everywhere. Your day is already what? On a shaky foundation. Now, as a graphic designer, your inputs would mean your client's brief, brand guidelines, inspiration, or reference image. What kind of design software will you be using, okay, for that particular work? Also, your working laptop, and a stable power and internet source, and most importantly, the designer skill and your creative energy. Note this: if the brief is unclear or the designer is unprepared, maybe distracted, the process struggles before it even begins. Now let's move to the next, which is your transformation. This is what you do. This is what you do. This is the sequence of steps that turn those inputs, which you just looked into something more valuable. Okay, into something more valuable. Now, like we said in your morning transformation, here is how you move from your bed to prayer or reflection or exercise or bathe or dressing, and you have a breakfast. This is the transformation. Okay, now one question you would have to ask yourself: is your process a calm, clear sequence? Is your process a calm, clear sequence, or something random, constant, inconsistent, or maybe a rushing activity? This question is very important because this will determine what eventually the output will look like. Now, for a graphic designer, like I pointed out, transformation here looks like reading and clarifying the brief, and also researching, sketching the ideas, choosing color platelets and fonts, creating the layouts of the design, and revising what based on the feedback, and refining the final design. Each step either adds value. Each step either adds value or something undefined. Yes. So we are going to look into this. Very, very important, because it's either your work is arranged in such a way that the outcome is well structured, or bets confusion or brings confusion. Now, in a service or NGO context, transformation here would mean how you recruit, how you recruit your staffs and all that, or volunteers, how you train them, how you schedule, how you communicate, and how you deliver your programs, and also follow up. So two people or organization can have a similar input, but the one with a disciplined, intentional transformation process will usually achieve far better outcomes. Are we together? Now we're going to go to the next, which is the third: output. What comes out at the end? What comes out at the end? Those things that you have imputed, what you've processed, will determine the outcome or the results. So outputs are your results in essence, which could be products, services, experiences, and impact. For your morning, the output is you arriving on time or late, either anxious or you're calm. All right, so you've gone out. It's either you didn't plan or schedule your day. Now, when you return, do you return anxious, unsettled, okay, uncertain about things? It will definitely show. It will definitely show. Outputs are or precedes what you imputed. That is why the input is very important. So even as a graphic designer, the output, is it clear or confusing? Is it amateur? That is, does it look less of standard? Okay. Or it dictates professionalism. Okay. So it's not just did we produce something. It's not just did we produce something, but did we produce the right thing in the right way for the right people? You see, these thoughts have to be well constructed in order to get a strong and reliable outcome. Now, scriptures also lets us see in this light. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 6 says, sow your seed in the morning, and at evening let your hands not be idle, for you do not know which will prosper, this or that, or whether both alike will be good. This is significant because here inputs are intentional, which has to do with you sowing the seed. There is no harvest without a seed. All right. And you not being idle, which refers to ongoing transformation. You don't just sow your seed and go to sleep. No, you have to nurture the seed, water it, watch it grow, and uncertain but potentially abundant outputs. That is what will prosper. You see, outputs are very, very significant, and it is very, very important for you to see through from the beginning through the end. So it reminds us that, wise, consistent sowing and working in our process often leads to fruitful results. Even when we can't see everything in advance, but you following through is essential. So here's a call to action this week. Choose one area: your study routine, content creation, follow up, or a project in your organization. Take a paper, write 3 words down: input, transformation, and output. List what you currently start with. So under transformation, you also write what the action steps you take, and under the output, describe the result you are seeing. Then change just one thing. Either you upgrade the input. That means if the outcome wasn't so good, that means the input, something was wrong. It's either you didn't prepare well, all right, or maybe your tools you didn't apply your tools very well, or maybe you didn't have sufficient information. It could be anything, all right. So what do you have to do? Tidy one step in the transformation by simply ordering the structure or the process, taking away distractions, all right, and creating maybe a checklist for the process. So as you keep turning your engine room this way, you'll see your life walk, okay, and shift from accidental outcomes to intentional, repeatable, and meaningful results. Hope this blessed you. Thank you for watching and listening. Write in the comment box one key takeaway lesson you've learned from this session. I'll see you in my next video. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel as you aid in making this content reach out to many. Bye.